Hello and welcome to this video on the Australian Grand Prix. I'm doing a multiplayer session with a group of guys from a forum. I'll put a link in the description and annotations and all that kind of crap. So this is me. I'm in the McLaren Honda, driving as Jenson Button. It probably should be my last season too. Lap 9 of 29. I am currently lapping slowly. My best was a 140, as you can see at the top right, and I'm 12th of 13. We started with about 18, so there was a mass kind of pile up, and then a few other pile ups early on the first sort of corner diving in. Luckily, I was pretty much last, so I was able to avoid it, and that was kind of my intention, was to try as best as I can to avoid crashing and just keep driving, be one of the last drivers standing. As you'll find out in this video, that doesn't happen, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, I think at this point I'd already had one safety car come out. I'd put new tyres on when the safety car came out, and just to catch to the back of the pack took quite a bit of my tyre wear. So I'm now at sort of 56% at my front left, around 40, high 40s for all the others. Although still no damage, which was pretty good at this point. Now this is kind of a review of the multiplayer side of things, and I was really enjoying it. You can see at the top right all the people chatting, you know, just having a laugh at each other's expense of how well or badly you're doing. And the good bit about this is it's a group of people who kind of been gaming for a while together, so kind of know each other of sorts. And I'm new to this group, but got asked along because I was part of a forum board and stuff. So, you know, there's lots of people out there, lots of groups, if you want to do this kind of racing, who don't mind your level. You're doing it for fun. It's not a major competitive one, although people do get competitive, and that's absolutely fine. But you can tell that, here we go. So just had a safety car. I am going far too fast to match the required delta, so I'm braking quite heavily at the moment to get down to within that delta, and I think I just made it, so no drive-through. Obviously, normally when I'm doing the race, I'd use the voice command a lot more with the headset to apply a new strategy or something. So there's me fiddling around with the buttons, changing viewpoint to try and see what their strategy was and whether I wanted to take it. I don't think I did. What I was planning on doing was doing another lap now on these super softs, changing them for another set of super softs, which I do, and then a bit later in the race go to the softs, which was the sort of tyre that you had to use for the race. I chose to have as many super softs as possible because I figured I'd be making a lot of pit stops anyway, so I'd rather have sort of the faster tyre, he says. As you can see though, I did drop my time by about 4 seconds to a 1:36.9, which for me wasn't pretty bad. Wasn't bad. It was pretty good, dearie me. So I overtook the safety car so he can pick up the leader and start racing. And this is kind of the funny bit for me, is you'll see in a second it's going to go very, very quickly now. Gets through this particular lap to me pitting in. And what you'll find is that my tyre wear is terrible. So I pit for these new tyres, and it takes me about 20% of tyre wear to catch up to the safety car again. So I've essentially burnt through a set of tyres. So maybe I should have put the medium on or something, and that may have served me a bit better. Maybe have tried the soft at that point. So let me know in the comments what you would have done. I went again to the super softs, put them on, and sit behind the safety car and try and catch the safety car. So I'm pretty much the person now holding everybody up before the safety car gets released, because it's obviously trying to catch all the cars. And it's crazy. If we hadn't had the safety cars, I would have been lapped multiple times, which I have no problem with. Like I say, it's a nice bunch who are happy just to do this for a bit of a laugh rather than it being sort of too competitive. However, you'll see as it goes through that actually people are trying to drive reasonably. People don't want to sort of cause a crash. People aren't doing it deliberately. It's not like a lot of open lobbies that you hear about. For some reason, I didn't have the racing line on. I don't know whether that's been sort of overruled by the guy that set up the sort of the lobby, and it was quite good. It kind of meant I had to learn to drive the track as best I could. I do overshoot quite a few corners with Australia, even with the racing line, and it's getting the line right just like there. That corner was pretty atrocious. So it's trying to sort of again form up onto the back of this. So the safety car's coming in, and as you can see there, I've got a sort of a 19 100% worst tyre wear for just catching the safety car. So the safety car's coming in and people are going to go in. I think some people have other penalties to sit, sort of drive-throughs and bits and pieces to take. So like I say, my ambition here was to try and not get into any problems, not cause any collisions, and to maybe score a singular point, which would have been nice. So some people have come in, some people haven't. We're racing again, and now it's trying to catch the back end again, not overshoot too much and not cause too many problems. So it's going to skip forward in a minute to a little bit later on. So where I was there, that's a prime example of trying to go up the inside, thinking better of it, but overshooting the corner. So my teammates in the pits, I should go past these people. What's quite funny, obviously, is where these people are coming out, they're automated by the computer until you hit that line, and they're sort of playing, please don't hit me, I've got no control of this. I give them the space, they obviously go past me, and they're much quicker cars anyway, they're much better drivers than I am. So in a minute, you'll see that they sort of shoot off into this distance, and you can probably hear the race engineer saying, I'm quicker in the first sector than these guys, and I think that's purely because they came in the pits. There's a mix of people on this who are using either sort of the racing wheels or just like myself using the pads. And again, I think a lot of it is confidence of what you're using and the practice that you can put in. And because I don't get to practice as much as I'd like, I just suck, especially at Australia. There are tracks I do better at without the practice, and Australia is not one of them. So as you can see, it's a couple of laps now after the safety car, and I'm at sort of 35%. So I'm thinking now, do I come in early, maybe get a new set of tyres on? I'm not going to do very well, but do something long. And then this guy overshoots it. I try to avoid him and tank it heavily into the wall. Now, when other people had retired from this session, I think they just quit out and left. I decided to watch. I was able to do that. So what I then do is find my teammate who's driving here in the other McLaren and watch him. Now, the way that the teams got put together was we did the week before we'd done a qualifying session. So it was like the top person gets put with the bottom person and so on. So the race continues. It's quite good fun to watch, actually. It was, really, really nice to watch as you would do a normal Formula 1 race, to see how the people are driving and where the space is being given. But the difference is that you get, especially from it being kind of obviously an online one. So here, I don't know what happens. And again, I'd have to speak to the guys to see if that happened to him, whether he actually spun off or whether it was just a kind of a glitch. But he bounced around the track a little bit. So the Ferrari there gives him a little gentle touch off, and he gets put behind the Force India. Again, a few more laps run, and gets himself back up, as you'll see in a second, to sort of fighting again. It's really good fun. I have to say, I really enjoy the multiplayer if you're playing not random people. If you're playing with people you know or at least trust to try not to cause damage and not to just ram you off the track, it's good fun. I like this game, and I enjoy multiplayer. I may play a lot of Call of Duty way back when on the Xbox 360. So now doing on this on the PS4, it's a game I enjoy. I like the Formula 1 side of things, and doing a championship with people kind of means that you've got to make the time for it. You've got to make sure that you turn up and do it, because otherwise you're letting people down. Again, I understand that this isn't going to be possible every week. People can't make every single one that we do, but actually it's going to be fun getting used to it and learning all the tracks and doing a full championship with these people. And my ambition for this is to do a bit of a series, again, because I'm just doing it from the share button on the PlayStation and then editing it sort of afterwards. I don't get the whole race, I don't get all of the bits that you might see from other YouTubers, but my thing is to try and score some points, talk a little bit about how each race goes, how we find it. A bit of fair jostling there, I think. It's done pretty well. A fair overtake. I left this bit in. I'm just going to leave it out there to say thanks very much for watching. If you like, please subscribe. Give us a like on YouTube. If you don't, well, downvote me. Who cares? Doesn't really matter. It's just the internet. And you can follow me on Twitter and here at The Real TomTom. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully I'll be able to do a full series. Until next time.